Start of game activation is live. We are on.
I'm sorry, but these wrong answer of the game sponsors, these can't be real, yes? They're absurd. Look, if the price tag is high enough, I'll say whatever the hell you want, but I mean, come on.
Do you think you can cover just the last half of my shift for me?
Yeah, you mean 4 hours?
Yeah, that'd be great. All you have to do is just check IDs when people come in, and if anyone's rowdy, just cuff them and put them in our holding cell.
Oh, okay. I'm 105 pounds and I'm 5'2".
Yeah, that's great. Here's some handcuffs. Here's some mace. Well, it's a mace bottle. I've used most of it for, spraying on food, so it's empty, but people do still react to it when you pull it out.
Okay, thanks.
No problem.
Don't you hate going to the movies by yourself? I mean, I do. We have so much in common. I mean, maybe you and I should sometime. I mean, I don't know. Whatever. I guess there aren't any good movies showing right now anyway, so never mind. Forget I said anything. That was stupid.
This message paid for by people who think you and Tina should go out on a date sometime just to see how it goes.
That's so embarrassing. I did not put them up to that.
Also paid for by Tina.
We're set.
Okay, come on. You can do this. You need this job. Just turn your brain off and keep going.
Hi, I'm Cookie Masterson, and I shaved my nipples for this, so let's hurry before it grows back. We need to get moving now. Okay, you two, let's make this interesting. We're gonna play to the death. Everybody's got their screws. You can force another player to answer immediately by hitting your screw button. If they miss it, you win extra bonus dollars. And today's wrong answer of the game is being brought to you by...
Flavored eye drops. Why let your mouth have all the fun? Flavored eye drops.
Find the wrong answer associated with our sponsor to get yourself some sweet prizes and bonus cash. All right, we're taking off.
Get ready, time for question 1.
Okay, to get things started, Eat, Pray, Die. Which of these Julia Roberts characters would Jack the Ripper have been most likely to savagely murder? Erin Brockovich, Vivian Ward, Tess Ocean, or Liz Gilbert? Player 2. Player 1. This answer is worth Ocean's 0. Let me show you something. Vivian Ward is the name of the prostitute Julia Roberts plays in Pretty Woman, and almost all of serial killer Jack the Ripper's alleged victims were female prostitutes, so he'd probably have just loved to murder her. I can see it now. He'd open the box with his knife in it, she'd reach in and he'd playfully shut it, snapping her fingers. She'd laugh, he'd laugh, then he'd kill her.
Oh, Mama, gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. Say it so.
Next, if I only had a brain trust. Suppose the Scarecrow from The Wizard of Oz faced off against the Wicked Witch of the West in a public debate. If he wanted to use a straw man argument against her, what might he do? Attack the Wicked Witch's character rather than the issues? Misrepresent the Wicked Witch's position on the issues? Prove the Wicked Witch wrong using statistical data? Or interrupt the Wicked Witch before... Player 2? No, but it does seem like just the kind of thing the Scarecrow would do. That guy was an ass. Player 1. A straw man argument purposefully misrepresents an opponent's position in order to strike it down. Here's how I would debate the Wicked Witch. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the two candidates you see here tonight is a Wicked Witch. Thank you, I yield the rest of my time.
Dance with me, Disco 3.
How about getting naughty? And this dis or dat leg's being tied up. Player 2. Go ahead and take this this or that. See if you can increase your cash a bit. I'm going to read off 7 names, and for each one, you tell me if it's the name of a necktie knot or the name of a sex position recommended by Women's Health magazine. If it's a necktie knot, press the X button. If it's a sex position, press the B button. Player 1. Try to lock in your answer before player 2, because if player 2 gets it wrong, but you get it right, you'll steal that cash. Cool, let's do it. The Half Windsor. The Valedictorian. The Prince Albert. The Trinity. The Caboose. The Chairman. The Four in Hand. You wear clip-ons, don't you? My usual sex position is also the way I usually tie a tie, alone in front of a mirror. Pucker up for shop till everyone drops. Say at Christmas time, every single item at your local mall sells out. According to a popular grim fairy tale, which of these stores has the best chance to be magically stocked overnight by hardworking elves? Foot Locker, Radio Shack, Victoria's Secret, or Lens Crafters? Player 1, watch the time. Why didn't you pick this? In the grim fairy tale, The Elves and the Cobbler, a poor shoemaker is given some much-needed help by elves who appear in the middle of the night. And while the shoemaker made a nice profit, the elves were trampled to death on Black Friday. Player 2, I think your vision's blurred. But clear your eyes tastefully with these flavored eye drops. All those in flavor, say aye. This wrong answer of the game has earned you $4,000. Don't spend it all in one place. Next up, Okia Dokia. If you're driving between company headquarters, which trip should be the shortest? IKEA to Kia, Kia to Nokia, Nokia to IKEA, or IKEA, Nokia, and Kia headquarters are exactly the same distance apart. Not much time left. Neither of you even wanted to try to answer? Shameful. You should have guessed this. Nokia is based in Finland, and IKEA is based right next door in Sweden. Kia is based in South Korea. Whether it's phones, furniture, or cars, if it's got Kia in the name, you know it's gonna be cheap. I mean inexpensive. Inexpensive! That brings a close to round 1. Don't forget, all the questions in round 2 are worth double. And don't forget about your screws. You want to win, don't you? And on its way, muscle milk was a bad choice. Say the news team from the Anchorman films decides to run a relay race against a rival news team. If Ron Burgundy is his team's anchor, when will he run? Before Brick, Brian, and Champ, after Brick and Brian, but before Champ, before Brian and Champ, but after Brick, or after Brick, Brian, and Champ? Time's a-wasting. Are you both afraid the other player is going to laugh if you guess incorrectly? You're probably right. And speaking of right, in a relay race, the anchor, usually the fastest runner, goes last. And they would probably promote the race so incessantly that by the time it actually took place, you wouldn't be that interested in seeing it anymore.
Question 7. Get up and shake your monkey bang.
Here's one for you. Guess who's Dak? Dak again. You know, I'm not an optimist, but I have to say, I feel like things have been going pretty well with the game so far.
Son, Daddy forgot about me.
Oh no, my old ventriloquist puppet, Billy O'Brien.
One's made of skin, one's made of wood, so who's the dummy?
Not me.
Billy, the whole creative team here decided to not include you in this game because you're too much of a troublemaker.
Troublemaker? Me? No, I just got back from traveling the world, studying all the profound teachings of titular world spiritual leaders. For instance, which titular religious group was founded by someone with the last name of Smith? Protestants, Episcopalians, Trustitarians, or Nornuns?
Hello? Hey, it's your game. You want to watch it slip away? Fine by me. While you're waiting. The Mormon religion was founded in the 1800s by Joseph Smith.
In America.
So, which was your favorite religion you studied?
Well, I particularly like the ones that treats the doubt reincarnation. Someday, I hope to come back as a beautiful coffee table.
Follow me down to the sea.
Why not try Orcas 11? Say I wanted to go around freeing the killer whales from every SeaWorld location in the world. How many separate rescue missions would I need to go on? 3 rescue missions, 4 rescue missions, 5 rescue missions, or 6 rescue missions? Time is short. If you didn't want to play, why the hell did we even get started? How about this for a right answer? There are 3 SeaWorlds, one in San Diego, one in San Antonio, and one in Orlando. So you would need to go on 3 separate rescue missions. Well, that sounds like a lot of traveling. Maybe I'll just pay that kid from Free Willy to do it. Something tells me he could use the cash. Say hello to Kangaroo, Peanuts, Albert Einstein, or Uranus.
Kangaroo, peanut, Albert Einstein, or Uranus.
The name of Jeff Dunham's purple-skinned puppet. Kangaroo, Peanuts, Albert Einstein, or Uranus. Time's running out. This is pathetic. Do I need to start answering the questions too? His name is Peanut. I have to admit, people who talk through ventriloquist puppets kind of creep me out.
That you talk through me.
Quiet, Billy. Stop trying to get me to kill people.
Whoa, now you're creeping me out, man.
Take a stab at the midnight run to the bathroom. According to Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, how would Paul Revere secretly signal to you that he has to pee in the sea? I have to do a number 1 in a 1. I have to do a number 1 in a 2. I have to do a number 1 in a 3. Or, I have to do a number 2 in a 1. Watch your time. If you didn't want to play, why the hell did we even get started? How about this for a right answer? According to Henry Wadsworth Longfellow's poem, Paul Revere's Ride, Paul's signal for the British was 1 if by land, 2 if by sea. And as we all know, a number 1 is a P. And Americans would have known about the British sooner if he hadn't stopped for a number 4. You don't even want to know what that is. Welcome to the attack. Of course, who wants to hear my yapping? Oh, I'm still doing it. Sorry, here you go. This plus this equals that. What new thing do these combine to make? Good luck. Takes it! Player one, you know, dozens of people come through here and post solid wins at this game, but none of them did it like you. They impressed me, and they're all here to say,
You don't know Jack!
We are good to go.
Attention, there are leftover french fries in the Jack Attack room. Leftover french fries in the Jack Attack room. However, it's just the small burnt ones. Thank you.
If we could refocus that light so that it's not in my face, that would be great. Refocus light number 17. Thank you.
And cue the nose blow sound effect.
Okay, is anybody listening to me right now?
Hi, I'm Cookie Masterson, and whenever I see an attractive woman, I make this sound. No friends, huh? Would you just get out of prison? And our wrong answer of the game is brought to you by...
Slightly used balloons. The more these balloons deflate, the more your wallet inflates.
Sniff out our sponsor's wrong answer of the game, and you'll end up with a great prize and serious cash. Okay, let's hit it.
Get ready, time for question. One.
To get things rolling, Mexican-do attitude. What dish could Porky Pig order at a Mexican restaurant without committing cannibalism? Al pastor, chorizo, ceviche, or lomo adobada? Ceviche is fish. Great idea. Give spicy Mexican food to someone who doesn't wear pants. It's time for Mart TV, and it's a this or that. I'm going to read off 7 names, and for each one, tell me if it's a sales department on Walmart.com, an MTV show, or both. If it's a Walmart department, press the left arrow. If it's on MTV, press the right arrow. And if you think it's both, press the down arrow. All right, let's get started. Bags. Cribs. Mugs. Skins. Juniors. Juvies. Tools. You're a tool. Walmart doesn't have a jackass department, though, officially.
Dance with me, Disco 3.
Here's a good one. Just want to check in. Hey, how do you feel? With the pharynx, with the thoracic cavity, with the pulmonary veins, or with... Located just above the brainstem, the thalamus acts as the relay station sending information like pain to the brain. That's fine, don't ask me how I'm feeling. I asked you how you feel, but whatever. Sure, it's also with my thalamus, but it's just common decency to reciprocate. I call this one, For Whom the Dinner Bell Tolls. Ooh, it's almost time for my dinner. Better have this fortune cookie first, as prescribed by my doctor.
Cookie, fortune
Not bad. Let's see what my fortune says. Laughter is the best medicine. If that's true, which character from the nursery rhyme Hey Diddle Diddle is the healthiest? The cat, the little dog, the cow, or the spoon? I think you know it's coming. No, I'll get this. In the Mother Goose nursery rhyme, Hey Diddle Diddle, the cat and the fiddle, the little dog is the one that laughs at all the crazy stuff going on. This was pre-YouTube, you understand, so if somebody told you a dog laughed, you just had to take them at their word.
5 fingers!
Coming up, I've had intimate thoughts about Adam. Which of these people is BI curious? Someone interested in sexually experimenting with barium? Someone looking to explore with bromine? Someone flirting with beryllium? Or someone fantasizing about bismuth? Watch the clock. Apparently you've never heard of giving it that old college try. This would have been a nice choice. The chemical symbol for bismuth is Bi. But as a society, we shouldn't put labels on things like this, except chemicals. You should label chemicals so you don't blow yourself up. Unless that's what you're into. Look, I don't know, man. That's the end of a thrilling first round. And your score is pretty much just fairly okay. Keep in mind, in round 2, everything is worth twice as much. And hint, hint, the wrong answer of the game is still there for the taking. All right, let's get back to it. This one's known as Spit Up or Shut Up. If Lady Gaga changed her name to the most common first word spoken by babies, what would she be called? Lady No, Lady Dada, Lady Cat, or Lady Mama? Hey, way to be wrong! This would have worked. According to a poll performed by YouGov, dada or daddy was by far the most popular first word spoken by babies, beating out mama or mommy by a considerable margin. Lady Dada's a good name, right? Please just say yes, because that's the name of the screenplay I wrote for Adam Sandler.
Question 7. Get up and shake your monkey bang.
And now, childhood murmuries. It looks like we have a sort of treat today. My good acquaintance, old man, somehow found his way into the studio again. How's it going, old man?
Terrible, Mr. Shapiro.
Yeah, it's Mr. Masterson, actually.
Since when?
Since birth.
I know we're on Earth. Anywho, I need your help remembering something.
What's that thing? Who's that fella? Where's that scooty up doodly doo? It's Foggy Facts with old man.
Scooty up doo, I forget.
So, what is it you're trying to remember, old man?
Well, it's something I used to do when I was just a lad.
Not sure the history books go back that far, but I'll see if I can help. Why don't you describe it to me?
Sure thing, Nate. It's a game. British kids like to play it, I think. You get 3 strikes per turn, and seeds are involved somehow. What is that game?
Would it be Conkers, Queenie, Marbles, or 5 Stones?
Marbles? I think you lost yours.
Here's where the money is. You thinking of Conkers, old man?
Hey, Conkers, yeah! It's an old British kids game I used to play. Each player has one of these seeds called a conker, and they take turns whacking at them. 3 whacks per turn. Why is that fun?
It's hard to imagine you as a little kid, old man.
Well, I look pretty much the same, minus the liver spots. Didn't start growing those till my early 20s.
Mm-hmm. And when did you start smelling like liver?
That depends. When was liver invented?
Follow me down to the sea.
Let's try. All rise for the Honorable Dinwoody Fudnuddler. If trees brought a class action lawsuit against lumberjacks, which Dr. Seuss character would they most likely hire as their legal counsel? The Cat in the Hat, the Grinch? Want to see the right answer? The Lorax speaks for the trees, and in a lawsuit, the legal counsel speaks for its client, in this case, the trees. It makes sense the Lorax would be a lawyer. He always sues. You hopped on the wrong answer. But also just drifted into winning an assortment of half-deflated balloons from Slightly Used Balloons. Slightly used balloons. When the party's over, the savings begin. This wrong answer of the game comes with a bundle of cash worth $8,000. Congratulations. May I introduce... There's a question in my pants, and you're all invited.
It's the put the choices into order, then buzz in and see if you are right. Question.
Okay, as usual, if you get this correct, there's a little extra in it for you. Speaking of extra, put these underwear styles in order from least butt cheek revealing to most butt cheek revealing. Thong, bikini, tanga. Bikini, tanga, thong, bikini, thong, bikini, tanga, or tanga, bikini, thong. Time's almost up. Now, why wouldn't you even take a guess? It's not like anyone's gonna find out. Let me show you the right answer. Bikini-style underwear cover the butt cheeks more than Tonga-style, and Tonga-style cover more than thong, which leave your butt cheeks pretty much all out there. But really, any style that doesn't expose my vestigial tail works fine for me. Coming up next, feeling fines. I love that actor from Schindler's List and The English Patient. You know, the one who plays Voldemort. But I'm never certain if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. What's the proper way to say that Mr. Fines has to throw up? Were you thinking of this one? Yep, Rafe Fiennes' first name is spelled like Ralph, but pronounced Rafe. And his brother Joseph Fiennes is pronounced Joseph, but it's spelled Lessfamous. It's a weird British thing.
Brace yourself for the attack. Ah, I see you don't need me for anything. It's all yours. I love you like a legal guardian. I hope you know who adopted or just took care of whom.
There it is! I actually adopted a child recently. Thank you. I'd have him introduce himself, but I sent him out to get coffee. It's taking him a long time, even for a 2-year-old.
You don't know Jack!
Hi, I'm Cookie Masterson, and anybody know how long you have to cook a chupacabra? All by yourself? Yeah, well, wouldn't be the first time. And your wrong answer of the game is being sponsored by
Teen Sasquatch, a new drama on the Angst Network. He's mysterious, he's elusive, and he drives the girls wild. Like him. Mondays at 8.
If you happen to find our sponsor's wrong answer of the game, you'll be rewarded with big prizes and cash. So why not get started?
Get ready, time for question.
Right off the bat, not so smart Alec. What is Alec Baldwin most likely to scream at a dude with a camera who works as part of the paparazzi? The singular term for paparazzi is paparazzo. And as a rule, paparazzi are borderline vile, but you still shouldn't f them in the f***ing That's just sinking to their level. Here we have Drake a leg. Ah. Oh my god, for a second there I thought I saw my ventriloquist dummy Billy O'Brien again. I've been having visions of him just showing up at the most
inopportune times.
Ah!
One's made of skin, one's made of wood, so who's the dummy?
Not me.
It really is you.
It's always me, you dunny.
I was hoping you were just a mirage.
A mirage that we're not in a desert. Oh, speaking of which, where would you be if you saw me as a mirage in the Gobi Desert?
Yes, the Gobi Desert is in China and Mongolia. Just don't sneak up on me anymore, Billy.
Okay, no trottling. Someday I'm gonna murder you.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Nothing, I didn't say anything.
Dance with me, Disco 3.
Take a good look at shacking up. Where should a large shako be worn on Shaq O'Neal? Here's what you meant to pick. Shakos are a military-style hat with a large feather in the front, often worn by marching band leaders. It would be the most ridiculous thing he's worn since Kazam. Do you believe in big feet? Well, you should, because you just won an autographed poster of Ketor, the sexy Sasquatch star of Teen Sasquatch on the Angst Network. If you think Bigfoot was sexy before, you ain't seen nothing yetty. Today's wrong answer of the game is worth a tidy $4,000. There you go. Try this on for size. Russian ladies looking for young men. And stop the train, it's a dis or dat. I am going to list off 7 things, and for each one I want you to tell me if it's something that happens to Anna Karenina in Tolstoy's classic novel Anna Karenina, or a Justin Timberlake song. If it's Anna Karenina, press the left arrow. If it's Justin Timberlake, press the right arrow. We good? Here we go. Apparently you don't know the classics, and you don't know much about Anna Karenina either. I keep meaning to reread Anna Karenina, but I've been waiting for a time when I really want to fall into a deep, deep depression. Open wide for Woody or wouldn't he? What would it mean if Woody Allen were an alleged pedorthist? Let this be a lesson to you. Oh, honestly. A pedorthist is a doctor or healthcare professional who focuses on feet, especially shoes and inserts that can help with pain relief. And look, I'm not saying he's a shoe doctor, and I'm not saying he's not a shoe doctor, but the one thing we can all agree on is that The Curse of the Jade Scorpion was a terrible movie. That's the end of round 1, and you've got a decent score there. Don't screw it up. Keep in mind, all the prizes are doubled in round 2. It's time. Here's one I like to call Pup All Night. Considering their lifespans, which dog from the first Puppy Bowl would be the least likely to be alive to watch Puppy Bowl 11? As a general rule, the bigger the dog, the shorter the lifespan. So the Great Dane, with a life expectancy of about 7 years, is probably not going to make it. Oh, we're going to get some angry posts on our Facebook page about this question, I can tell. But it's not my fault we live in a world where horrible things happen.
Question 7. Get up and shake your monkey bang.
And now, beautiful millionaires are just so relatable. Say the incredibly down-to-earth Jennifer Lawrence decides to go skydiving. If on her way down to Earth she reaches terminal velocity, what down-to-earth thing might you hear her say? Wowzer, I could not be going down to Earth any faster. Aw man, I'm going down to Earth slower every second. Lol, I broke... You got it.
No, you didn't.
Smart people choose this. A falling object or adorable movie star that has reached its terminal velocity will not speed up anymore on its descent before hitting the ground. It's falling as fast as it can. But even if she fell to her death, I bet Jennifer Lawrence would leave the most adorable crater.
Follow me down to the sea.
Take a good look at Kangaroo, Peanut, Albert Einstein, or Uranus.
Kangaroo, Peanut, Albert Einstein, or Uranus.
Closely associated with Miranda and Ariel. Kangaroo, Peanut, Albert Einstein, or Uranus. Miranda and Ariel are two of the larger moons of Uranus. And you can't have moons without Uranus. Hey, we were supposed to have a tuba there to accentuate the butt joke. Where's the tuba guy?
He was in a car accident on the way over, Cookie. He's dead.
Hey, trombone guy made it! Let's try. Ay caramba! I'm a cold-blooded killer. Say Bart Simpson decides to start going around attacking authority figures with his slingshot. If it turns out like the story of David and Goliath, what might happen? Principal Skinner will die after getting shot in the forehead. Chief Wiggum will die after getting shot in the gut. Since when is Homer Simpson considered an authority figure? Ready for this? David slays Goliath after slinging a stone into the middle of the giant's forehead. So that's how Principal Skinner might meet his untimely demise as well. But it really wouldn't be that much of a loss. Springfield is literally crawling with people who sound exactly like him. May I introduce... I'm gonna need 2 oceans of calamine lotion stat. If the 80s hair band Poison were like poison ivy, what part of them would give people a rash? The fumes from their hairspray, the oil in their makeup, the silk on... Coming in contact with the oil on a poison ivy plant is what causes the skin to break out in a rash. So if the band Poison were similar, it would probably be best not to touch their oily makeup. In fact, it's probably best not to touch any part of the band Poison. You have no idea where they've been for the past 25 years.
Step right up to the Jack Attack. When you see 2 clues that match, press the space bar. 2000 if you're right. 2000. Okay, if that's how you want it. Here's the clue.
Climb time. What did these guys climb? Good luck. That's all she wrote! This Jack attack has inspired me to climb, so I did, on top of a human pyramid of interns.
My elbows are giving out.
First person to fall doesn't get college credit.
You don't know Jack!
Welcome to the game. I'm your host, Cookie Masterson, and I hate to toot my own horn, but... Oops, sorry, that wasn't mine. There we go, that one's mine. Just you? Great. Looks like I'll have to do all the heavy lifting. And the wrong answer of the game is brought to you by...
Kale Mart. If you find a single thing in our store that is not associated with kale, it's free. Kale Mart. We don't even know what kale is, and we don't care.
Pick the wrong answer associated with our sponsor to win a fabulous prize and big cash. Okay, let's get this show on the road.
Get ready, time for question.
Let's begin with mail enhancement. Just taking a moment to open my mail. Something I like to do every couple of years. Probably should have paid that. An old Christmas card. Well, let's see what it says inside. Well, it's been a big year for the whole family. Junior learned to drive, Mom changed jobs, and Dad started a drug empire cooking and selling high-quality methamphetamine. What TV family is this Christmas card from? The Greens, the Browns,
Oh, you're gonna kick yourself.
Why, yes, this card is from Walter and Skylar White and their son Walt Jr. from the show Breaking Bad. And I'd read you the rest of the letter, but it's full of spoilers. Well, looks like you're not getting the green this time. But you'll have plenty of green soon with this brand new kale coffee maker from Kale Mart. Enjoy a piping hot cup of kale in the morning, because apparently now kale is a thing that everybody's talking about and eating, and you can't escape it, so you might as well just put it in your fucking coffee.
This wrong answer of the game is worth $4,000. Congratulations.
Next up, positive feedback. What might you hear from a kingfisher that's fishing for compliments? So, did anybody notice I just got my scales waxed? So, did you guys see I'm wearing my fur differently? So, how does everyone like my new gill tattoo? Or, isn't anybody gonna mention my new feather do? A kingfisher is a type of bird. You know, those things with feathers. Wow, talk about a needy, insecure bird. Oh my god, it's been 15 minutes. Somebody tell me I'm handsome. Interns, somebody tell me I'm handsome.
You're handsome, sir. So handsome, Mr. Masterson.
Ah, let's never cut it that close again.
Dance with me, Disco 3.
Bucker up for Lucy in the Sky with Rubles. And oh yes, it's a this or dat. I'm going to read off 7 quotes totally out of context. For each one, I want you to tell me if it's something said by legendary pop star Elton John or something said by Russian Prime Minister Vladimir Putin. If it was said by Elton John, press the left arrow. If it was said by Vladimir Putin, press the right arrow.
Okay, we're off.
I do like Britney Spears. I think she's cute. I'm deploying troops to your score. Look, there's a lot of political turmoil in the world. We must trust Elton John's song, The Circle of Life. It's a simple philosophy that says this: no matter what happens, we can rest assured that one day, Vladimir Putin will be eaten by a lion. I call this one I Hunger for Love. If each member of the Hunger Games love triangle brought something different to the relationship, which of these arrangements would actually result in Katniss catching fire? The so-called fire triangle outlines what is needed to start and maintain fire, which is heat, fuel, and oxygen. Remove one, no fire. But I'm sure you could get rid of PETA and it would still be hot. Open wide for one show down, 14,312 to go.
Just to put the choices into order, then buzz in and see if you are right. Question.
And I'll throw some extra roses at you for a right answer. Put these Broadway musicals in order of longest to shortest original runs. Grease, Rent, Spamalot. Nuh-uh. It was begging to be picked. Opening in 1996, Rent ran for 12 years, Grease opened in 1972 and ran for 8 years, and Spamalot opened in 2005 and had a 5-year run. Of course, none of these tops the musical Cats, which ran for 233 straight years. Hard to believe, but true. Good for them. That's all we got for round 1. And it looks like you might be getting the hang of this. Remember, in round 2, every question is worth double. Now get out there and make me proud. It's time for Chucky Balls. I just love Chuck E. Cheese, especially those big ball pits with all the colorful balls that kids jump around in. So tell me this. Imagine, just hypothetically, that each color ball in a Chuck E. Cheese ball pit were a different virus. When you dive in, which ball could you definitely not come into contact with? Herpes, polio, and rabies are all caused by a virus. Plague is caused by a bacteria, so none of those virus balls could give you plague. Plague is spread by rodents, but luckily not singing animatronic rodents like the ones you find at Chuck E. Cheese. Hey, anyone want to go to Chuck E. Cheese after the game?
Question 7. Get up and shake your monkey bang.
This one's known as Leafy Laughter. Imagine an episode of Between Two Ferns with Zach Galifianakis being filmed with a set of 2 new freshly sprouted ferns. Based on the name for fern sprouts, what might be a better name for that episode? A fern sprout is called a fiddlehead based on its shape, which resembles the top of, you guessed it, a fiddlehead. And like Zach Galifianakis, they take about 40 years to fully blossom.
Follow me down to the sea.
Coming up, escargot for Margot. Okay, guys, I've got a theory, and I think it's pretty solid. Follow me on this. The movie Key Largo came out in 1948, and the next major Argo movie was Fargo. So there may have been a secret Argo embargo. Ergo, how long was the next Argo embargo between Fargo and Argo? Where's that confounded right answer? Fargo came out in 1996 and Argo in 2013. Ergo, a 17-year Argo movie embargo. And you know what never went out of style that entire time? Cargo pants. And on its way, to be or not to be Arthur.
Hi, this is Corky. And how about them Golden Girls, huh?
Old man, what the hell are you doing? Get away from the microphone.
But I need to ask a question.
Give me, damn it, give me that.
No,
Listen to me, you stupid old... Give it to me.
What's that thing? Who's that fella? Where's that scooty up doodly doo? It's Foggy Facts with Old Man.
Scooty up doo, I forget.
All right. Just one question, and then you are out of here.
Okay, 2 questions, great.
One question.
All right. Don't get your panties in a... whatever. I'm just trying to remember this one thing. I'm trying to think of this lovely singing gentleman. He was friends with those Muppet puppets, and he lived in Colorado. He talked to God in all those movies, and then he died in a plane crash. And now he's probably talking to the real God. Who the heck was that guy?
Yes, old man, it's country folk singer-songwriter John Denver. You're talking about John Denver.
I'm not talking about him. You are.
Why were you trying to remember John Denver, old man?
I wasn't.
What are you talking about? You just commandeered this game to ask a question about him.
Who?
John Denver.
Never heard of him. Toodaloo, boy.
Ah! Here's a good one. Menage a treat. Who would not be invited to a Neapolitan threesome? Neapolitan ice cream consists of strawberry, chocolate, and vanilla, but not lemon. So Liz Lemon would not be invited. Remember, approaching a threesome is just like eating ice cream. If you go at it too quickly, you might damage the roof of your mouth.
Welcome to the attack. When you see two clues that match, press the space bar. 2,000 big ones if you're right, but if you're wrong, you lose 2,000. And most importantly,
remember the clue.
It's gotta be a match that fits this clue. Watch this Peter P. Who's the Peter P? Good luck.
That's the game! Wow, I haven't seen that many Peters since... What? No. You know what? I'm not reading the rest of this joke.
Okay, we are on.
Attention, the new management has announced their thought for the day. Today's thought for the day from the new management is teamwork. Teamwork or you're fired. Thank you.
Make up the set, please.
Hi, I'm Cookie Masterson, and not to brag, but the cashier at Trader Joe's complimented me on my choices today. Couldn't get anyone to join you, huh? Yeah, I know how you feel. And our wrong answer of the game is sponsored by
The Anti-Pedestrian Council. Hey, I'm trying to drive here, is our motto.
Try to choose the wrong answer, brought to you by our sponsor to get prizes and cash. So let's get to it.
Get ready, time for question. One.
First on the docket, she mused me. If Taylor Swift broke up with every male currently in the world, about how many songs would she be inspired to write? The world population is floating around 7.1 billion, of which 3.6 billion are males. That only gives her a few microseconds for each relationship, but that should be more than enough. How about, this question got stuck in my teeth. Who's hungry? Okay, this one's a bit violent. Don't shoot until you see the whites of their eyes. Okay, so I won't shoot anybody until I see their Whoa, whoa! Next time, try this. Right, the white of your eye is called the sclera. But don't look too long at the enemy's eyes, or you might just fall in love.
Dance with me, Disco 3.
Why not try Cookie Masterson, the vocab guy? If Bill Nye the Science Guy learned nigh everything there was to know about science, what would be true of him? Sucks to be you. Correct answer, show yourself. Nigh means near or nearly. The reason why Bill Nye doesn't know everything about science is because he refuses to accept the Cookie Masterson unifying theory of quantum mechanics as the scientific fact that it is. But I guess people fear what they don't understand. Here's one for you. Your mother smells like the jungle. What are you most likely to see Tarzan scrambling to buy at the last second on Mother's Day? No, Speed Racer, no! The correct answer is, Kala is the female ape who raised Tarzan in the jungle. His dad wasn't around much. He was too busy sitting around patting his chest with the backside of his hand every couple of minutes. Say hello to Obesity the Game, and it's a dis or dat. I'm going to read off 7 acronyms, and for each one, tell me if it's a type of healthcare plan or a type of video game. If it's a healthcare plan, press the left arrow. If it's a type of video game, press the right arrow. Alrighty then, here it comes. That was a big B-O-O. I can't afford to see a doctor, so I've just started asking the 12-year-olds I play Call of Duty against online for medical advice. They said I should go f*** myself. They also called me an asshole, but my rash cleared up. We've finished round 1, and hopefully you'll do even better in the next round. Don't forget, in round 2, all the cash is doubled. And keep in mind, keep an eye out for the wrong answer of the game. It's still out there. Okay, how about it? Try this on for size. Pussycat control. Oh my god, my cat's poopsie and mayonnaise are driving me crazy. And what do I get from them? Nothing. If my cats were like the cat in the fairy tale Puss in Boots, what would they do for me? In Puss in Boots, Puss makes his master look good in front of the king, which results in him marrying the king's daughter, becoming royalty. Why don't you two idiots ever do anything like that for me? I haven't had a promotion in years. I have not been stealing office supplies. Those are complimentary, damn it.
Question 7. Get up and shake your monkey bang.
Next. That evidence was Planters. If Mr. Peanut wanted to make some marzipan, which of his other nut friends could he grind up to produce the central ingredient? Bless you. Here's what a right answer looks like. Marzipan is a confection made from sugar, eggs, and ground up Mrs. Almonds. Regular almonds work too. But Mr. Peanut would be found not guilty because he's a total See, you thought I was gonna say nut, didn't you? No, it's nice guy. He's a really nice guy and no one would believe the murder thing.
Follow me down to the sea.
Take a stab at where the buffalo foam. You know, I'm having a pretty good day, which means...
Hello, Danny.
Yep, there he is.
One's made of skin, one's made of wood, so who's the dummy?
Not me.
Billy, why are you foaming at the mouth?
I've got rabies and I've come to dite you.
What? Stay away from me. Did you get bitten by a rabid animal?
Lady, which of these animal dites could not give me rabies?
Rabies only affects warm-blooded animals, not reptiles. Besides, you can't get diseases like this, Billy. You're made of wood.
Really? Then how did I get syphilis?
That's a good point. Here's one for you. Yoko has no remorse. What Beatles album am I describing? It's so obvious. ... in Morse code is SOS, the International Distress Call. Of course, if the Beatles ever got stranded, they'd need help from somebody, but not just from anybody. Picky bastards. You mean the album with the Beatles on the crosswalk? No. But you can gently bump crosswalkers out of your way with a memory foam car bumper from the Anti-Pedestrian Council. The Anti-Pedestrian Council. Because walkers. Am I right? This wrong answer of the game nets you a handsome $8,000. Yeah, you're welcome. May I introduce F this. How would you read comedian Will Forte's name if it were accompanied by the musical notation Forte? No! One right answer coming up. In music, Forte means played loudly. Unlike Will Forte's quiet and nuanced performance in his Oscar-nominated film MacGruber. Brace yourself for the attack. When you see two clues that match, press the space bar. $2,000 if you're right. But just... Oh, I'll just shut my mouth then. Here's your clue. The prodigy's son returns. They were prodigies in what area? Good luck. There you have it! Probably don't know this, but I was something of a nose flute prodigy growing up. Listen to this. I mastered that when I was just 5 years old. Hard to believe.
You don't know Jack!
No matter who you are, you have dreams. I want to be an astronaut.
Hi, I'm Cookie Masterson, and I'm a people person. It's true, I'm actually made of millions of tiny little people. Quiet down in there! A single-player game, I see. Yeah, thanks for making us go through all the effort. And today's wrong answer of the game is brought to you by...
Hoarder Helpers. Are you a hoarder? We're here to help you hoard more stuff. Absolutely no psychiatrist on staff.
If you happen to find our sponsor's wrong answer of the game, you'll be rewarded with big prizes and cash. Okay, no turning back.
Get ready, time for question.
To get started, London britches falling down. In the nursery rhyme, Wee Willie Winky, what's covering up Wee Willie Winky's Wee Willie? No. Now pay attention. The first line of the nursery rhyme goes, Wee Willie Winky runs through the town, upstairs and downstairs in his nightgown. He's wearing a nightgown. Presumably that's what's covering up his Wee Willie. Look, some nursery rhyme guys are showers and some nursery rhyme guys are growers. And on its way, zombies never get old. What might you see on a television show called The Balking Dead? Allow me. If the dead are balking, that means they've stopped short or are refusing to move forward for some reason. Kind of like the plot of Walking Dead Season 2. Wow, this is a real horde of circular logic. Which is great because that means you just won this expandable hoarder house from Hoarder Helpers, because one man's trash is another man's trash that he can store in his expandable hoarder house. Today's wrong answer of the game earns you $4,000. Enjoy.
Dance with me, Disco 3.
Here's one I like to call, I'll preheat my oven to 450 degrees when I'm dead, and we're cooking up a this or that. I'm going to read off 7 items, and for each one I want you to tell me if it's a type of burial plot available in a cemetery, or if it's a type of tombstone frozen pizza. If it's a type of burial plot, press the left arrow. If it's a type of tombstone pizza, press the right arrow. Ready? Let's go. That performance was dead right out of the gate. When I die, I want to be cremated, but not just in any oven, in a pizzazz pizza oven. That way every part of me is cooked evenly. This one's known as Zach and Miri Make a Board Game. What do Seth Rogen and the game Trivial Pursuit have in common? Want to see the answer? Seth Rogen was born in Vancouver, Canada, and Trivial Pursuit was created in Montreal, Canada. And another thing Seth Rogen and Trivial Pursuit have in common... no, that's about it. How How about Kangaroo, Peanut, Albert Einstein, or Uranus?
Kangaroo, Peanut, Albert Einstein, or Uranus.
Steven Spielberg modeled 1/3 of E.T. after this subject. That's just nuts. Oh, you're gonna kick yourself. E.T. was an amalgamation of Ernest Hemingway, Carl Sandburg, and Albert Einstein. Yeah, he definitely has Einstein's neck. Round 1 is in the books, and I'm happy to report you have the best score. Remember, I'm doubling the value of each question in round 2. Okay, here it comes. Up next, I've been framed. So, I've been looking at this print of the Mona Lisa a lot lately, and people always talk about her little half smile, but I've become obsessed with something else. What the hell is the Mona Lisa looking at? The Mona Lisa is looking over to her left. Which is weird because there's nothing over there but my Far Side calendar. Nobody's found that interesting in years.
Question 7. Get up and shake your monkey bang.
Take a good look at what's black and black and black all over. If during a battle of wits with the Riddler, Batman were unable to solve the riddle of the Sphinx, what might the Riddler say to mock him?
Swing and a miss.
Why didn't you pick this? In the Greek play Oedipus the King, Oedipus is the only one capable of answering a devious riddle posed by a murderous sphinx. You know the Riddler has lost his touch when he starts asking riddles anyone could just look up on Wikipedia.
Follow me down to the sea.
And now, get your mind out of the gutter ball.
It's the put the choices into order, then buzz in and see if you are right. Question.
And if you knock down a right answer here, I'll roll some extra cash your way. Put these bowling pin arrangements in order of most to fewest pins left standing. 7-10 split, dinner bucket, Christmas tree. What were you thinking there? No, I'll get this. A dinner bucket is when there are 4 pins left standing, the 2, 4, 5, and 8 pins. A Christmas tree is 3 pins left standing, either the 2, 7, and 10, or the 3, 7, and 10. And in a 7-10 split, there are, of course, 2 pins left standing, the 7 and 10 pins. All those numbers hurt my brain. That's why I usually let the bowling computer do it for me. I also let the bowling computer do my taxes. Coming up, all men must die. Somewhere around episode 9. If the leading cause of death in the Game of Thrones universe were the same as the leading cause of death in the modern world, what spoilerish comment would you most likely read on the internet? Do you even know what Game of Thrones is? Here's what a right answer looks like. Killing 7 million people a year, heart disease is the leading cause of death worldwide. Of course, as we know, the actual leading cause of death in Game of Thrones is struggling to be a 20-something in New York. Oh, wait, that's girls. I always get HBO shows mixed up. This one's called Melts in Your Pretty Mouth. Based on the gender roles assigned by the Mars Company, which M&M's character could give birth to an M&M's Mini? Oh, shall no. Now pay attention. For whatever reason, red, yellow, orange, and blue M&Ms are male, and brown and green are female. It's the female ones that have nuts that confuse me. You do not want to be in the hospital room when an M&M gives birth. Sure, they melt in your mouth, not in your hands, but I'm telling you, those mini M&Ms are pretty melty when they come out of the birth canal. Step right up to the Jack Attack. When you see 2 clues that match, press the space bar. 2,000 big ones if you're right. 2,000 gone if you're wrong. But keep this in mind.
Remember the clue.
It's gotta be a match that fits this clue.
Getting the beast of meat. What animal are you surrounded by? Good luck. That's all she wrote! I think people who surround themselves with animals are really just lonely. Sure, I myself own 2 cats, but whenever I see a guy with 3 cats, I think, oh man, that guy must not have a friend in the world. What a total loser.
You don't know Jack!
I am Cookie Masterson, and only you can prevent forest fires. Seriously, it has to be you. I'm sure as hell not gonna do it. Did you want to play alone, or did you get stood up again? And your wrong answer of the game is being sponsored by...
The Vegan Cannibal Supply Company. Flesh-free foods for the conscientious cannibal.
Find the wrong answer associated with our sponsor to get yourself some sweet prizes and bonus cash. All right, let's move.
Get ready, time for question 1.
First, let's all welcome Paul Rudd. You guys are in for a treat, because this episode is a very special one. Perhaps the best one we'll ever do, honestly. We have a special guest, one of the biggest stars of movies today, and just one of my personal all-time favorites. I love this guy. I love him, okay? What can I tell you? All right, the one and only Mr. Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd! Is Paul Rudd here yet, Bob?
No, not here yet, Cookie.
Okay, I'm sure he'll be here any minute. In the meantime, we can get started. Let's say Paul Rudd makes a romantic comedy about Alexander the Great as he faces his own mortality. If the movie takes place the year Alexander the Great died, what should it be called? Alexander the Great notoriously died young at the age of 32 of unknown causes, but some accounts claim he was poisoned. But you know, I would never poison you, Paul, because... Oh yeah, he's not here, still. That joke doesn't really work without him. I'm sure he'll be here soon. We should keep going. He'd want us to keep going. Let's try Paul my finger. Just keep it together, Cookie. He'll be here. He'll be here. Okay. If Paul Rudd were a tamarin, what would he be? Kind of seems like we just smushed Paul Rudd's name into that one, but anyway. A tamarin is a type of monkey. And that has nothing to do with Paul Rudd. Guys, don't embarrass me in front of Paul Rudd. Kind of glad he's not here yet. Bob, is he here yet?
No.
Damn it!
Dance with me, Disco 3.
Open wide for Adrift Without a Rudder. Oh, that's my secretary. Paul's probably here. Mm-hmm. This is Cookie.
Mr. Masterson, there's a Paul Rudd at the front desk to see you.
Perfect. Just send him back. Yes! Ladies and gentlemen, coming down the hallway as I speak is the one and only Mr. Paul Rudd.
Hello, Danny.
You motherfucker!
One's made of skin, one's made of wood, so who's the dummy?
Not me.
Billy, get out of here! Paul Rudd is supposed to be here any minute.
It was a joke, Dunny. Take a chill pill.
Damn it, Billy! Oh, God, what if Paul Rudd doesn't show up? Oh, this cannot be happening. Man, I'm sweating. Why is it so hot in here?
I told you, take a chill pill. Let's say you're running a fever. Since it would help bring down your
Picked up
temperature,
Black Ops 2
which
for
of these
$9.
pills could be called a chill pill?
It's got a
Could be
sale
worse,
on
you know, in
Newegg with
Here's
promo
what you meant
code.
to pick.
Ibuprofen is an anti-tyrexic, meaning it brings down a fever. Oh, maybe that's Tall Rod.
Yes?
Mr. Masterson, I have a... what was your name again, sir?
Well, the dummy said to say Phil, or was it Pablo? It's Pablo, Corky.
Why not try Let There Be Rudd? Okay, look, I'm sure Paul will be here any minute, so I'll just ask one more question to kill a little time to give him a chance to park or pick up a damn phone. If Paul Rudd's real first name were like Paul the Apostle's original first name, what would he be called? Paul the Apostle was originally named Saul. He changed it because his publisher thought Saul sounded, and I quote, too Jewish. I call this one, Where the Hell Are You Already? And this disserdat needs to think about other people's feelings. Okay, I'm swapping out the Paul Rudd-themed disserdat for a more appropriate one. I'm going to read off 7 names, and for each one, you tell me if the person eventually showed up or didn't show up at all. If they showed up, press the left arrow. If they never showed, press the right arrow. Okay, let's move. You would have been better off not showing up at all. He'll show up. Paul will show up. He would never just not show up and ruin the premise of an entire episode. Would he? Paul, you wouldn't do that. Would you? Round 1 is complete. And surprisingly, you're doing pretty well. Remember, in round 2, every question is worth double. And lest you forget, the wrong answer of the game is still out there waiting for you. Okay, let's do this. say hello to Paul is dead. Hold on. If Paul's not here, he probably has a really good reason, right? Right? Something bad might have happened. Okay, let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say that something actually happened to Paul Rudd. Which of these things at the funeral would be the Paul for Paul Rudd? The Paul can refer to a heavy cloth draped over a coffin or the coffin itself once there's a body inside.
Did you see the latest gift?
All joking aside, I do hope Paul Rudd is all right. Bob, has there been any word from...
No, nothing.
I will murder him!
Did you see the latest GIF?
Here's a good one. The Zodiac
one?
Thriller. Okay, you know what? I've got to get my mind off Paul Rudd for a minute. Perfect time to do this Leo DiCaprio question. Which Leonardo DiCaprio movie was the closest to being born a Leo?
Some games today.
Dancer, show yourself. Leos are born between July 23rd and August 22nd. Leos, of course, are known for being friendly, outgoing, and dependent on poor accents. You must be trying to function on an empty stomach if you're thinking about eating a person. So it's a good thing you just want some vegan snacks like this. Pill fingers from the Vegan Cannibal Supply Company. They're only slightly worse tasting than actual human flesh. Today's wrong answer of the game is accompanied by an $8,000 cash bonus. Have at it.
Welcome back, Alias.
No, I've been here. I don't think it does. If
it's time for
I'm playing the
Ready,
second
Set,
one.
Go. All right, it's becoming
playing the
painfully
second one.
obvious this isn't going to happen. Yes.
Mr. Masterson, old man, Pablo is still waiting. Can you please get him out of here? It's me,
the first one has some limited achievements, but I'm pretty sure you can save them.
Send him back.
Yeah.
What's that thing? Who's that fella? Where's that screwly up doodly?
Alright, I gotta blow through a bunch of games and then get to it.
I forget.
I'm gonna play Grim Fandango for
Get
my
in here, old
2000th.
man.
No,
And
I'm
I'll start
Pablo, the big
hitting my
radio
backlog
star.
like I own a finished
You
Portal
already
and
tried this joke.
I
Borderlands
did.
and Torchlight
I
and all
don't
that.
remember. Huh, when did I try this joke? Oh, that's right. That little wooden kid told me
I've
to
got a
do
bunch
it in
of old
question
games that I'm
3.
embarrassed that I haven't even finished yet because I played them back in like
Where is
2010.
he?
Paul Rudd? Oh, you mean
Getting
the
close to
fella
10
who called
years
about
of
20 minutes
not touching the
ago?
game.
What? You talked to Paul Rudd, old man?
Ah, sure I did, Corky. He asked for someone named Cookie, but I told him ain't nobody by that name works here, boy. Now get out of here.
What is wrong with you? I'm gonna kill you, you wrinkly bag of shit.
Ow, ow, my can't
Next, my best Ruddy. Okay, it's pretty obvious Rudd isn't coming, and we specifically wrote this question for him to read. It just seems stupid now, but the show must go on. I guess I could try a Paul Rudd impression.
There's a good sale
I'm
on
Paul
Black
Rudd.
Ops 2
I'm
right
Paul
now.
Rudd. Slap into bass. Yeah, okay. In what way am I Paul Rudd like a rudder? Get out of here! Seriously, get out of here. Here's where the money is. Rudder helps steer boats or planes in different directions, just like how my magnetic charm and non-threatening good looks help to steer Hollywood in a more profitable direction. Oh, you said it, Paul Rudd. Hopefully pretty soon you'll actually get here and be saying these things for real. Otherwise, I might have to start taking back all those nice things I just had you pretend say about yourself. Bucker up for better late than even later. Son of a fucking bitch! Where the fuck is Paul fucking Rudd? Can anybody tell me? Is he getting here from halfway around the earth on the back of the world's slowest turtle or something? I mean, this game is nearly over for fuck's sake. How far away could he be? All right. Considering the circumference of the Earth, and assuming he's not somewhere in space, what's the farthest distance away that fucking asshole Paul Rudd could be right now? Hate to disappoint you, but wait, no I don't. Let me show you something. The Earth has a circumference of about 24,901 miles. For Paul Dudd to be as far away from me as possible, he would have to be half that distance away. So about 12,450 miles, or 12,450.5 miles exactly. I think that would put him somewhere near Perth, Australia. But he has a lame summer home there or something. What a lame Paul Rudd type of thing to own. I hate you, Paul Rudd. I loved you once, but now that's over.
Welcome to the attack. When you see two clues that match, press the space bar. 2,000 if you're right. But if you're wrong, you lose 2,000. And of course,
Remember the clue.
it's gotta be a match that fits this clue.
Just don't pick Paul Rudd. The clues help, I guess, whatever, but most importantly, never pick Paul Rudd.
See if Xeinok is there, watching his stream. What's left to like AFK for that game? Oh, so you just like clicking the wand over and over again, seeing if it finishes. Oh. So you have to get it wrong specifically to an answer, not just any wrong answer? I saw your food picture, I think, was it yesterday's picture? Of your leftover meal. We went and got Doghouse. We're just waiting for him to post up more videos of our workout. I don't know, they don't want to hang out. They're like busy doing stuff at... He's got IRL stuff he's got busy with. Matt.
So, what is Newman just tagging along for the IRL stuff?
Yeah.
What is it like? Like getting a new apartment / car stuff, or what?
Similar to that, yeah.
Like real life chores, basically.
Yeah. And then Newman spending his time editing videos and whatnot. I think they were just tired from the workout. I still have a good amount of energy. We got plenty of time. My voice?
That's the game! Well, that's it. I'm crushed. But we have one more message from legal.
Hello, I'm Kurt, and I just wanted to take a moment to step away from all the laughs and say, for the record, that Paul Rudd was never supposed to be in this episode. He never said he would do it. In fact, we never contacted him. Maybe we should have. We would love to actually have him on sometime. Or even if he wanted to stop by the office and just chat for fun. So if you're Paul Rudd or you know him, have him get in touch with us. And if he's not available
I don't
or
even
interested,
know if he
we'd
wants to
also
even
happily
go to
accept
the
a visit
museum
from
stuff,
Scott.
so I'll probably take him into that.
And
You don't know Jack!
And then Matt wants to ditch the rap concert because he doesn't like rap. I showed him JPEG Mafia, which is one of the guys
Cookie
that's going to be at
Master's
the
in
concert.
here, and don't
he's like,
worry if you hear
no,
this noise.
it's just a meme.
It's just my butthole. Playing alone, I see. What else is new? And our wrong answer of the game is brought to you by...
Oopsie Daddy male pregnancy tests. When you need to know quick whether you're going to be a daddy or not, trust Oopsie Daddy. Just pee and wait.
Pick the wrong answer associated with our sponsor to win a fabulous prize and big cash. Okie doke, this is really happening.
You gotta remember that he does say that up until fairly recently, he like never left his
Let's
apartment
start with,
and did anything.
that's one smooth infestation. Say you wanted to dress up a bunch of rats as members of the Rat Pack. What adorable rat accessory would you
There's
want
only
to
like a
purchase?
few specific days where it's like
Rat
this is the
Sammy
only
hates
day
you,
to do
baby.
this specific event.
Oh, honestly.
So that's really the
Bob
only
Hope was
pressing
not a
stuff.
member of the
Everything
Rat
else
Pack,
is just
so you would
whenever
not
we
need to
feel
buy
like
any
it.
tiny rat accessories for him. But if you ever need a rat to entertain the rat troops or host the Rat Academy Awards, Rat Bob Hope is definitely your guy. Here's one I like to call beloved childhood character obesity. Remember that old cartoon Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids? Yeah? No? Either way, I'm going to ask a question about it. What might you hear Fat Albert say while consuming a tub of lard? Really? One right answer coming up. Lard is made from rendered pork fat. By far the saddest time Fat Albert said, hey, 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 is when his doctor told him they'd have to amputate his foot due to his diabetes. May I introduce Score Loser, and it's time to chalk up one dis or dat. I'm going to read off 7 games, and for each one, you tell me if you win by getting the highest score, or you win by getting the lowest score. If it's high score, press the left arrow. If it's low score, press the right arrow. Alrighty then, here it comes. Monopoly. We're not playing Uno, right?
I'm trying to figure out what I want to play.
To me, games
I'm
aren't
getting
about
close to my
scoring high or
2000
scoring
and
low.
2000
Finding
when I
something
do
to do with
Doom
your family
Fandango.
that limits the amount of conversation.
So there's like a bunch of random stuff in between that I'm doing. Like Air Memories of Old looks fun.
And on its way, Kangaroo, Peanut, Albert Einstein,
Yeah,
or Uranus.
I just want to like set it as my 2000s. Like 25?
The name of a
Which I could
Spider-Man
bang
known
out, I
from the
guess.
70s. That answer has a hole in it.
Overall.
Ready for this? Over the years,
Overall,
Spider-Man has actually
I
had two
don't
villains
differentiate.
named the
There's
Kangaroo.
no point
Both of them
because
mostly
some
just
stuff
good at
will
jumping.
eventually count, some stuff won't.
Although I think
It's just
Uranus would
clearing
make a much
the
better
entire
Spider-Man
client.
villain.
That's all I'm
Giant
doing.
ice planets with no breathable air are a spider's natural enemy. Here's a good one. Warning, only 0.00000034 kilobytes remaining. Oh, my computer is so slow these days. It's bogged down with too much data. I have to get some of this data off my computer. I guess I'll need to buy some cloud storage for all this data. Because it's the biggest, which cloud storage option is most likely to be able to fit all my data? Huh? Were you thinking of this one? Cumulonimbus clouds are those giant clouds that can extend from fairly low to very high in the atmosphere. Hopefully that will provide me with enough storage space. I have a lot of German data on my computer. A lot of German data. That's round 1, and you haven't even broken a sweat. Keep in mind, in round 2, everything is worth twice as much. And remember, our wrong answer of the game is still out there waiting to be picked. Let's get back to the action. Here we have the best Blink 182 question we've ever done. What should Blink 182 change its name to if it wanted to represent the number of times, on average, an adult blinks in a minute? Cute, but no. It was begging to be picked. Under normal circumstances, the average adult blinks about 10, maybe 15 times a minute. But don't blink too fast, or you might miss Blink 182's rise and fall from cultural legitimacy.
Question 7. Get up and shake your monkey bang.
Open wide for Are You There, God? It's me, Jimmy Fallon. Imagine, in order to appeal to younger viewers, Christian network TBN airs a Late Night with Seth Meyers knockoff called Late Night with Seth from the Bible. What would you hear on the show? I'm not sure you've been awake during this game. Smart people choose this. Seth is the son of Adam and Eve and the younger brother of Cain and Abel. God gave Adam Seth as a replacement for Abel after Cain killed him. Of course, in biblical times, you had to be careful flirting with your talk show guests because you were probably related to them.
Follow me down to the sea.
This one's called Getting My YouTubes Tied. And you'll be treated like an instant star for a right answer.
It's the put the choices into order, then buzz in and see if you are right.
Put these famous viral YouTube videos in order of shortest to longest. David after dentist, double rainbow, dramatic chipmunk. Sing that one song, Chocolate Pain. The correct answer is the viral video of the dramatic chipmunk is 5 seconds long, David after dentist is 1 minute and 58 seconds long, and the double rainbow video is 3 minutes and 29 seconds long. I try not to watch any video that's over 10 seconds long because I have the attention span. Oh my god, look at that monkey drinking its own pee! Say hello to lime and punishment. Ugh, my breath is awful. Luckily, I've got a bunch of loose Tic Tacs in this drawer here. At least I think these are all Tic Tacs. Which of these Tic Tacs should I probably not eat? Next time, try this. Yeah, they don't make brown Tic Tacs. Yep, that's a rat turd. Coming up next, Flow Me to the Moon. Let's say an astronaut on Mars is experiencing her time of the month. If she stays there for an entire Martian year, how many more times of the month will she experience? It's so obvious. A Martian year lasts approximately 687 Earth days, which would mean the astronaut would get her period about 22 times. Truly making it the red planet. No, but that could mean she's pregnant. But guys, you can find out with a male pregnancy test from Oopsie Daddy, because men should be involved in some other part of the process, right? Today's wrong answer of the game is worth a whopping $8,000. Enjoy. Step right up to the Jack Attack when you see two clues that match. I'm sorry, was I talking too much? Fine, here's your clue. You say hotel, I say motel. And where will you be staying this evening? Good luck. I'm not a big hotel or motel person. I don't know why, but I've just always had trouble sleeping in a strange semen.
You don't know Jack!
Hi, I'm Tony Panchisi, owner of DIY Spaghetti Emporium, where DIY stands for Do It Yourself.
Hi, I'm Cookie, and if one more person adjusts the thermostat in here without my permission, I will destroy everything they have ever loved. Got that? Listen, don't worry. I find that most people enjoy playing alone. And our wrong answer of the game is sponsored by...
Is it a dog? Just answer yes or no to the various photos based on whether or not you think it's a dog or not. Then you'll win the game. How fun is that? Very.
Sniff out our sponsor's wrong answer of the game and you'll end up with a great prize and serious cash. Okay, let's begin.
Get ready, time for question.
First question, high fructose fun syrup. Which of these food products does not contain corn syrup? Sorry, but most frozen corn dogs have corn syrup in them too. Makes them more fattening, which is a huge selling point amongst frozen corn dog eaters. Where's that confounded right answer? The sweetness in Kellogg's Corn Pops comes merely from sugar and the love they put in. I like foods with as much corn as possible. That's why I'm pleased to announce my very own new product, Cookie Masterson's genetically modified corn-covered corn nubbins. Oh, I'm eating one now. Oh, the cream corn and corn nuts go so well together. Get some today.
Oh, Mama, gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. Say it so.
How about Fly Me to the Clune? And this dis or dat is hurtling through the cosmos. I'm going to read off 7 titles, and for each one you tell me if it's a scientific publication by Galileo Galilei or a George Clooney movie. If it's Galileo, press the left arrow. If it's Clooney, press the right arrow. All right, let's get started. Oh, brother, where art your brain? You know, sometimes when I look up in the night sky into the deep expanse of space, I can't help but wonder, why wasn't Monuments Men a better movie? Just one of the mysteries of the universe, I suppose.
Dance with me, Disco 3.
Here's one for you. You know what they say about the size of a man's frets? Considering the respective sizes of their instruments, which of these male musicians is the least likely to be accused of compensating for something? This would have worked. The piccolo is actually a half-sized flute and the smallest of these instruments. So the piccolo player seems the least likely to be compensating for the size of their, other instrument. And as long as I've already gone through the trouble of setting up this premise, I would just like you to know, I play a kazoo. Why not try Alt-Shift medicine? I've been getting into Eastern medicine lately because I hate taking lots of pills, but this is kind of weird. My specialist gave me a fortune cookie.
Cookie, fortune, cookie, Masterson.
Not that I'm complaining. I love cookies. Let's see what my fortune says. Prescription. 1 cookie AC. Oh, weird. It's a prescription. I'm not great with medical abbreviations, though. When was I supposed to eat my cookie? What? No. Oh, you're gonna kick yourself. AC is a common medical abbreviation used on prescriptions and means before meal. Uh-oh. I already ate dinner today. That means I took this fortune cookie at the wrong time. I just hope there's no side effect. Nothing so far. Guess it didn't make a difference after all. Do you smell burning plastic? I call this one, Till the Closing Credits Do Us Part. If it followed the processional order of a traditional Christian wedding, what movie would probably have come out immediately after Bridesmaids, assuming the maid of honor is a bridesmaid? Don't soil the memory of that wholesome movie by calling it racy. It's so obvious. In a traditional Christian wedding, the bridesmaids come out, including the maid of honor, last. Then the ring bearer immediately follows, then the flower girl, then the bride. The best part of the ring bearer movie is when the ring bearer comes down the aisle and steps in a huge crap left by Melissa McCarthy. That'll wrap up round one. And you haven't screwed up entirely just yet. Keep in mind, all the prizes are doubled in round two. And don't forget, big cash prizes can be yours if you find the wrong answer of the game. Okay then, here we go. And now, Animation Dumb-ination. Which member of the Griffin family from Family Guy most likely got a recent APGAR score? Want to see the answer? The APGAR scale is a detailed test used to assess the overall health of newborn babies, something that Stewie Griffin, a baby, experienced the most recently. And based on the shape of his head, he should have gotten an F-. No, APGAR scores are for humans, not dogs. But you know what is for humans? Is It a Dog? The Game. The newest, coolest party game from the people who brought you Which One is the Spoon and How Many Fingers Am I Holding Up? Today's wrong answer of the game gets you another 8,000 on top of your current score. Sweet.
Question 7. Get up and shake your monkey bang.
Let's try Keep Your Hellos to Yourself. Which one of these pop stars is giving a polite Tibetan greeting? Interesting choice. Let me show you something. In Tibet, some people stick out their tongue as a greeting to show you they don't have a black tongue. If they did, it would mean they are the reincarnation of a cruel 9th century king. Not that anyone would ever suspect Miley Cyrus of being the reincarnation of a cruel 9th century king. Everybody knows she's the reincarnation of Hannah Montana. Duh.
Follow me down to the sea.
Next, trivia and stuff. Where might the CEO of Linens and Things go to shop for the materials needed to make all the store's linen and things? Looks like your score could use some shearing. Were you thinking of this one? Linen is made from the fiber of the flax plant, and things are made from other things, presumably. So this might be where the CEO goes to shop. Although he would probably make somebody else do the shopping for him. I mean, this is a guy who is too lazy to finish spelling the word and. It's time for Low Spirits. As some of you may know, our studio is haunted by a ghost named Dennis. Well, I'm proud to announce that today I've promoted Dennis to be a writer.
Ooh, thank you, Mr. Masterson.
It's great because not only is Dennis hilarious, I found out that I'm not legally required to pay a ghost. Which reminds me, Kyle, you're fired.
Again? But you already fired and rehired me twice this week.
Yeah, you're fired again. So Dennis, let's get you a desk and figure out how to get you in the credits at the end of the game. How should the end credits read if Dennis the Ghost writes for our former writer, Kyle Mortensen? A ghostwriter is employed to write for someone but does it under their employer's name. So get ready for a lot more questions about rattling chains and moaning and unfinished business, trapping oneself in this mortal realm, blah, blah, blah.
Ooh, I also have some ideas for questions about Breaking Bad. Ooh.
No good. Coming up, flash 'em if you got 'em. What would you expect to see in a spring break video called Girls Gone Call of the Wild? The novel Call of the Wild follows a sled dog and his owners during the Klondike Gold Rush. But there is no nudity in the actual book Call of the Wild unless you count the doodles I made in the margins.
Brace yourself for the attack. When you see two clues that match, press the space bar. 2,000 big ones if you're right. 2,000 gone if you're wrong. And don't forget,
Remember the clue.
it's gotta be a match that fits this clue. Don't forget my advice. When it comes to do's and don'ts, let's focus on the don'ts.
That's all she wrote! One piece of advice I never take is don't dip your pen in the company ink, if you know what I mean. And if you don't, the pen is your penis, and the company ink is this jar of company ink. Hey, look, I can write my name!
You don't know Jack!
Hi, my name is Jack.
Okay, we're on.
Cookie, we found your pants.
Well, hello! It's about time. No, what should I do with this barrel?
I say you want like a beat?
Does anyone